Now we're going to have Garrett Cole up on the mound. Do they just borrow some runs from yesterday? We're seeing this price minus 155. If I know you, BP, though, you want to come on here and make some kind of a case to fade Garrett Cole. Am I correct in that thinking? What are we doing with this game, brother?
Oh, my reputation precedes itself, I see. Look, you go back to September 11th of 2024, the Yankees, Dan and Andy, they're now 12-0 head-to-head against the Royals. So complete dominance. And as Dan just laid out, guys, you talk about dominance. Last night was the most dominant of any of those 12 consecutive victories over the Royals. The Yankees do win 15-1, 24 hits. That was the most in a game in nearly 15 years. That says something when you consider some of the lineups the Yankees trot out on a day-to-day basis. 6 of those 24 hits were home runs last night. And for the first time in club history, think about this, the Yankees' storied history, it was the first time last night that they got at least 2 hits from every single player in the starting lineup. So, Dan, naturally, what am I going to do here? Yes, I'm going to come on and say, bet the Royals plus 1.5 on the run line. No, I'm not joking. I am being serious here. I said the same thing Monday on both the Morning Wager, show that I appreciate you promoting there, and the best betting show ever with Joe Ranieri and Prez. I got mocked for it when I said to take the Royals plus 1.5 on Monday. Guess what? They lost 4-3. So that was a winner, plus 1.5. And the Royals even led going into the 9th inning in that game. And here's the deal. Here's why I made the case for Royals plus 1.5 on Monday and why I'm going to do it again here today. The Royals typically score more runs at home than they do on the road. I know they didn't last night, but we're talking about a team that averages 4.45 runs per game here at Kauffman Stadium. That is up substantially from their MLB worst 3.04 runs per game average on the road. Meanwhile, despite what we saw yesterday, when I ran through, when I started this analysis, the Yankees see their scoring average decrease substantially on the road. At home, they're the highest scoring team in baseball, 5.69 runs per game. On the road, that average dips to 4.31 runs per game. And just to clarify, Dan and Andy, a difference of 1.4 or 1.3 runs per game, home versus away, that is a big deal. In fact, no team in baseball sees its scoring average decrease more on the road than the Yankees. No team sees its scoring average rise more at home than KC. So what we saw last night was atypical. I get the Yankees are the Yankees. The Royals are having a tough year. Garrett Cole's making a second start of the year, as you mentioned, Dan. He didn't give up any runs in his first, but guess what? He had more walks than strikeouts, which is never good. And you got Noah Cameron starting for the Royals. He, too, threw 6 shutout innings in his last start. And he's a guy, Cameron, that typically pitches better, a lot better, I should say, at home. He has not allowed a home run in any of his last 5 starts. I think, call me crazy, Kansas City at worst can stay within a run of the Yankees here tonight. So Royals plus 1.5 on the run line, Dan. I guess, like I said, my reputation precedes itself.
I like it. I should have known. Also, Garrett Cole, he gets those 6 innings. Again, they talked about probably letting him pitch a little bit more here, but that under 4.5 strikeouts for Garrett Cole is a way that I would maybe be interested in attacking this, simply because of how poor Royals bats were yesterday. That's definitely going to be a major focus heading in here to today. So I like the thought, Aaron. What do you think about any Garrett Cole props, BP?
Yeah, I mean, he only had 2 strikeouts in that first start. And look, here's the deal. Zeno, my co-host on the Morning Wager, Mark Zeno, he'll be the first to tell you this Yankees lineup, they're very feast or famine. And, they had the 15 runs. They go crazy at the plate last night. Obviously, they're not going to do that again. I just think, look, given what we've seen from Kansas City over the course of the season, I think they're going to score enough, and we're getting a 1.5 run head start. I think we can stay within the number on the run line.
Let's do it, BP, indeed. Before we talk Astros and Rangers and we get you out of here so you can go see some daytime baseball there, I want to get your thoughts. What do you got rocking over at your page? You mentioned how folks should check out that Morning Wager. You and Zeno have a great deal that people can find over at picksandparlays.net. That's our sister site. Highly suggest you checking that out over there. But as far as what they can find, WT.buzz/BP. What do you got rocking as we head on through the NBA postseason and into the thick of it, the dog days of summer here with the MLB slate?
Yeah, I already mentioned the 50 and 28 all sports run. We're up over 54 units since April 17th. Easy winner last night with that Oklahoma City team total over 110.5. I've got 2 plays for you this afternoon, guys. one in Major League Baseball, one in soccer. The play in baseball is on the Guardians-Nats game. We do have some, looks like the Nats have gotten a little funky. I think they're going with an opener. So after I'm done with you guys, I'm going to have to check out. I know you wanted to talk about this game, Dan. I'm going to have to look in to see what the Nationals are doing with pitching to make sure Mikolas is still going for them. Nevertheless, we've also got the UEFA Conference League final this afternoon that I'm on. Of course, the World Cup's right around the corner. Number one in soccer in net units the last 2 years at WagerTalk. That's in addition to having cashed over 60% of my bets in the NBA over the last 365 days. 28-12 playoff run. Going back to last year. And it should be even better, Dan, because I've had one loss in each round of these playoffs in the NBA. That has been just absolutely a gut punch, including I had the under in game one of Thunder Spurs, which was an atrocity that lost, going to double overtime. And we had a couple others by half a point. But still, I'll take a 28-12 playoff run in the NBA. I know Ski's following me. He'll tell you that's very hard to do. And I'll have a big play up tonight for Game 6 of the Western Conference Finals. So stay tuned for that.
WT.buzz/BP. And yeah, man, the World Cup is right around the corner. That is going to be epic. And we will make sure we have Bryan as a recurring guest as the number one capper over the last 2 seasons here at WagerTalk, talking some World Cup soccer. Over at Andy's page, we put in our first future for that World Cup tournament. So we're already starting to get dialed up for that, BP. So I'll be bouncing thoughts off of you. That's for sure, as Jan and I formalize our card there. But plenty of time before the World Cup comes. Let's talk Astros and Rangers. Heck of a game last night. 10-7 was the final. Kind of staved off what happened with that 9-0 victory on Monday. This is a 4-game set, though. How do we think game 3 is going to be going here, BP?
Yeah, I think our fine viewers are going to be more in lockstep with the bet I give out on this game. Texas, they finally get the win yesterday, 10-7, like you mentioned, Dan. A far cry from Monday's result when they were not only lost 9-0, but no hit, of course, by 3 Astros pitchers. Now, relative to some of the stuff I laid out our last breakdown, this is going to probably sound a little contradictory because even though Texas is 29th in Major League Baseball in home scoring, I do like them on the money line here. This price has come down. Obviously, I talked about, home versus road splits and how that's important to the handicap of Yankees Royals. And I understand the 10 runs the Rangers scored here at home last night was definitely atypical, but they should be able to score more than a few tonight against Astros starter Mike Burrows, who has already given up 12 home runs in his 10 starts this season. Burrows' ERA is up at 5.75. His WHIP is 1.53. His FIP is 5.37. So no matter what metric you want to use, Dan and Andy, Mike Burrows is a bad starting pitcher, okay? And then you have to consider the Astros bullpen as the highest ERA in all of baseball, 5.47. So if there was a matchup tailor-made for Texas to continue getting it done at the plate at home, I think it would be this one. So let's not kid ourselves. As atypical as last night was for the Rangers at the plate, the combined no-hitter we saw from the Astros on Monday was far more atypical. And the thing is, I don't think the Rangers are going to need a lot of runs, guys, to win this game because they've got Jacob deGrom on the mound. I know there's some concerns with deGrom, back-to-back less than stellar starts, but he's still 12th in WHIP among qualified starters this season. And those last 2 starts, guys, what's important to note about them? Both on the road. At home this year, deGrom has posted a 1.14 ERA and 0.59 WHIP. So I think you can look for the Rangers to make it 2 straight. I'll look for another win for the home team in this one.
I love it, BP. All right, I'm not going to force you since we got some pitching changes to give us a breakdown there, BP. I will let you head on your way unless you have any parting words.
I'll say this here. We'll investigate. So it's Poland. I'm assuming they've used openers in front of Mikolas before. I'm assuming that's what's going on here. Again, I'll put a note if you for subscribers in the play. But here's the deal, guys. If the Guardians are, and I talked about this on the morning wager, if the Guardians are to bounce back today, it will be on the arm of starting pitcher Gavin Williams. He's got one of the lowest career daytime ERAs among all qualified starters, and he's coming off an exemplary start last time out. So look, if the Guardians aren't to be swept in this series, which I think would be a surprise to a lot of people, if they did get swept, they need a hell of a start from their starting pitcher. So we'll look to see if the Guardians can get it done early here on getaway day.
I love it. BP, WT.buzz/BP. You let them know what's up there, Bryan. Have a terrific time out at the ballpark, and we'll see you again soon next week, brother. Appreciate you.
All right. See you guys. I'm off.
Whoa.